Right, I'm with Jamie Kah from Australia in the ladies team.
Yes.
Now you've worked for Sir Michael State and Jeremy Gask. Is this the first time actual race riding in the UK?
Yeah, first time race riding. I would have loved to a few years ago, but it's quite difficult to get your licence out actually up here. So.
Okay, what was riding here, or even the Shergar Cup, an ambition, or just an opportunity for you to grab when it came up?
Yeah, 100%. It's just a chance to ride overseas against different trainers, different riders, and ride different horses. And what an amazing opportunity to do it at Ascot as well.
Would it be known about in Australia for the general racing fans, do you think?
Yeah, well, it's quite publicised back home, so there's a few, there's a few posts about it, and everyone's looking forward to watching it.
Okay, if my research is right, you won the Adelaide Jockeys Premiership while still an apprentice in 2012 and 13, then twice again. And you hold the record for wins by a lady jockey, 129 winners?
151, I think it was, or 52.
Right, okay, sorry.
That's right.
And you've recently ridden Harlem to Group 1 success. Do you think opportunities for female riders are better in Australia than in the UK?
Oh, 100%. Back home, you're not considered female or male jockeys anymore. It's just if you're good and you work hard, you'll get rides. And I can't believe how backwards is the word, backwards it is here with female riders. It's just not as accepting.
So you think that's the clue to it, that there is no disparity, everybody's considered equal?
Yeah, well, you ask any trainer back home, there's a few that are still a little bit old school, but look, it's just so open. If you're riding winners, you're riding well, they'll put you on it regardless of female or male.
Right, you might be interested in this next one. There's been some debate recently in UK racing circles that lady jockeys should get a weight allowance. Now, would you consider that to be an insult to lady jockeys, or feel it a fair field leveller?
I think if you ask any female jockey back home, it's such an insult. It's just considered so backwards, but I guess something does probably need to change here, because I guess the trainers and the owners just aren't as accepting, and if you ask anyone back home, it would be a backward step for racing, because we've just worked so hard to get up to being equal with the males, and it would definitely be considered an insult. Okay,
you're an experienced jockey now. Do you still get nervous, like stage fright before races?
I don't think I've ever been nervous, but I've been obviously excited, and I don't think even riding in the Group 1 or riding on Ascot would be any different. I don't think I'd be nervous, just excited.
So when you, do you know what you're riding yet?
Not yet, so we're about to find out what we're riding, and I think it's a bit of a luck of the draw.
So when you do find out, are you straight into the horse's form, or do you just wait for the instructions from the trainer?
Well, definitely over here I don't know any of the horses, so I'll be trying to watch some replays, and back home it's a bit different. We pretty much know what horses they go around every second week, so I don't do a lot of form back home, but up here I'll be trying to brush up on my facts on the horses.
And when you sit on the horse for the first time, will that be just before the race?
Yeah, definitely.
And do you generally get an instant sort of feel for a horse when you sit on it?
Yeah, I think you get a pretty good feel cantering to the gates, and how soft their mouth is, or if they've got any issues, and how they're feeling.
Okay, have you ever ridden in a team format before? Did you feel it sort of works with horse racing?
Yeah, I competed in New Zealand for the same sort of format, but really it's the luck of the draw what horses you get. I was quite unlucky that day and got a few slow ones, so it works if it's done properly, but obviously some jockeys can't ride certain weights, so it's a little bit tricky, but hopefully we get some fast ones. Okay,
and have you been given, or will you be asking for any advice from other jockeys about how to ride Ascot?
I've been given a fair bit of advice back home. Luke Nolan rode in this series a few years ago, and he sort of told me about the track, and I've watched Royal Ascot and watched a few races over here, and it's completely different to what we used to back home, so we're taking any advice I can get.
Okay, and actually riding a race, do you notice the roar of the crowd at the finish if you're in a tight finish?
I've never actually noticed it before, besides from Melbourne Cup Day. It's nothing like it back home. You can actually feel the whole grandstand shaking pretty much the last 100, so I'm sure I heard they get a pretty big crowd here too at Ascot, so I'm sure I'll be hearing that.
And is that a help or a hindrance for you when you're riding?
If you're winning, I think it's a help, but you don't really notice it unless it's extremely loud.
And finally, what are you looking forward to most about taking part in the Shergar Cup?
Hopefully riding a winner.
Brilliant. Well, good luck, Jamie. Thank you very much.
No worries. Thank you.
Okay, I'm with Vincent Ho. Thank
Nice
you,
to
Vincent,
meet
for agreeing to talk to us. You were champion apprentice with 39 winners in Hong Kong. You've ridden well, I last looked, 267 winners
Yeah.
in Hong Kong. You've ridden 44 winners in New Zealand, and you've ridden 1 winner from 5 rides in the UK. How different are the countries?
Yeah, I love to ride it everywhere, to be honest. They're all different. Yeah, when I was apprentice, I first started at New Zealand, and racing, well, winter is very wet, so it's always soft ground. It tends to be soft ground, as I remember. But it's a long time ago. James McDonald was there, so that's all I remember. In Hong Kong, it's tough, very competitive. A lot of good racing as well. In here, when I ride out in the morning, horses are relaxed and a lot of space. Horses tend to have more stamina. Race courses, every race course is so different, and even compared to Hong Kong is so different. So every race course is a challenge to me, and I learn something every day. Yeah, in France, pace tend to be slow when they jump out, and then they all sprint home the last 600. So yeah, everywhere is different.
Do you think that's put you in good stead for the in good shape for the Shergar Cup, knowing all these different race courses and having ridden in a lot of places?
Yeah, definitely. It's all experience, and to ride in Ascot, I've never ridden in it. This is my first time, and yeah, it will be challenging and exciting.
Okay. Do you read the form on the horses when you find out which ones you're going to read, which ones you're going to ride?
Yeah, when it's out, I for sure will do some form on it. Yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
And when you sit on a horse for the first time, do you get an instant sort of feel for that horse?
Yeah, we will. Since once we jump on them, we'll start have a good feel on them, and yeah, that's the main thing.
Okay, and will you be asking other jockeys for advice about riding around Ascot?
Yeah, for sure. And my good friend Ramos will be in it, and he have ridden in Ascot and win in Ascot before, so for sure I'll ask him, and I'll probably call some or message some jockeys to ask as well.
Do you think Ascot will be noisier than Hong Kong, the crowd?
Well, 2 years when King George when Enable won, that was something. I was on top of a grandstand, and yeah, that was something, honestly.
And finally, what are you most looking forward to about riding in the Shergar Cup?
Looking forward to riding Ascot, to be able to compete with all the other top jockeys around the world, and Shergar Cup itself is, and Ascot is a very long history. And yeah, it's a privilege to be in it.
Thank you. Well, very good luck on Saturday. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm with Mark Zahra. Thanks very much, Mark, for agreeing to talk to us here. You've ridden over 1,100 winners, including 13 Group 1s. Are the days of flathead tails, broccoli and cauliflower diets behind you?
No, because if they're behind me, they won't be able to ride anymore, so I'm still on it.
Is this the first time riding in the UK competitively?
Yeah, that's right.
Now, you're one of the most experienced jockeys taking part. Do you think that race riding knowledge will counter the lack of UK race riding experience?
Yeah, hopefully. I've ridden a little bit around the world, but I'll have a walk at the track, and hopefully I'm on some good horses so they can show me the way.
As experienced as you are, do you still get nervous before races, or did you ever?
I think you always get a little bit butterflies in their stomach before races. I think once that's gone, it's probably time to hang them up. So yeah, it's always there.
When you find out what you're going to ride, are you going to get your head in the form book, or you just wait for the trainer's instructions?
Oh, look, I wouldn't say I'd get my head in the form book too much, because I probably won't know what I'm looking at over here, but I'll have a little pickle and see what the trainers have to say. Okay, and when you sit on a horse for the first time, do you get an instant feel for it? You sort of know you're going to get on with it? Yeah, I think most of the time you sort of know what you're in with once you're on them and canter to the gates. I mean, once the gates open, anything can happen, but no, as a general rule, you get a pretty good feel. And do you think a team format works for horse racing? Have you done it before in a team? Yeah, I have. I mean, it's good for. I don't think whether it could work on a day-to-day basis, but for like an event like this, I think it's a good idea. And have you asked any of the other jockeys about how to ride Ascot? No, they'll give me the bum steer, I think, if I ask any of the other people.
It's a massive sport back home in Australia. Do you notice the noise of the crowd when you're riding the finish?
Yeah, on big days for sure. Over Melbourne Spring Carnival, atmosphere's electric back home.
Is that a help or hindrance if you're riding?
I think it was sort of neither, because during the actual race, you block it out. You only hear it as you're going across the line. You usually hear it more if you're back and not in contention anyway. You wouldn't hear it in a driving finish, but good atmosphere.
Okay, and finally, what are you looking forward to most about taking part in the Shergar Cup?
Oh, I just think the whole race day is just going to be a good event. You know, to ride at Ascot for the first time, you know, it's going to be a good experience.
Brilliant. Well, very best of luck. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Okay, I'm with Yuga Kawada and Nanako Fujita. Thank you very much, both. The first question's for Nanako. You obtained a jockey's license in 2016, and you were the first lady to do so in 16 years. Are there many other lady jockeys now?
藤田さんは2016年に騎手免許を取得されて、唯一の騎手ということで、もっと多くの女性ジョッキーが今来てるんですか、入ってきてるんですか。
今現在も私しか JRA にはいないんですけど、競馬学校には何人か入ってます。
At this moment, still I'm the only female jockey in JRA, but we got some female, student in jockey school.
Okay, and why do you think lady jockeys are so rare in Japan?
日本でなぜそんなに女性騎手が少ないんだと思いますか。
競馬は結構男性社会だったので少ないんだと思います。
I think because the horse racing industry was dominated by as a male sports.
Okay, and how there has been some debate in the UK that lady jockeys should get a weight allowance. Do you consider that to be an insult to lady jockeys, or is that a good way of making things fairer?
イギリスではその女性騎手に対する減量っていうのが、すごい、議論になってて、それが、要は女性を対して、侮辱しているというか、そういうようなふうに思うのか、それともいいことなんだと思うか、どのようにお考えですか。
私自身侮辱みたいなふうには全く思ってないです。そうですね。そういう減量が女性騎手の減量があることによってこうたくさんのチャンスをもらえるっていうのはあると思います。
I never think of it as an insult, and I think it's true that because of the female allowances, we could get more chances.
Okay, this is for Yuga.
Yep.
You've ridden over 1,200 winners in Japan, plus 4 from 30 rides here in England. How does UK racing differ from racing back home in Japan?
日本ですみません、いっぱい勝たれて、でイギリスでも4つ勝たれてということで、イギリスと日本の競馬の違いっていうのをちょっと教えてください。
はい。整備された馬場でスピードを求められる日本競馬と自然の起伏を利用したイギリスの競馬では中身が全然違うなと思ってます。
I think it's very different, completely different, because the Japanese race courses are well maintained and flat and even, and while the UK race course use a natural landscape and a very undulation. There are a lot of undulation, so that Japanese racing requires speed, and the UK is not. It's a bit different.
Just 2 more questions. Will you be asking the other jockeys for advice about how to ride at Ascot?
他のジョッキーに、どうやってアスコットを、乗ったらいいかっていうのを他のジョッキーに聞かれるつもりですか？
いえ。
No.
And finally, what are you looking forward to most about taking part in the Shergar Cup?
To both of them?
Yeah, to both, yeah.
Shergar Cup, sorry.
What are you looking forward to most about riding in the Shergar Cup?
シャガーカップ参加する、まあ、何が一番楽しみですか？
そうですね、まあこうアスコット競馬場で乗れることはすごく楽しみです。
I'm really looking forward to be able to ride at Ascot. That is the most, most part.
僕もなんですね。5つの異なる条件を乗ることができるというのが楽しみにしています。
And actually, we could ride on 5 different distance races. So that I'm really looking forward to do it.
Okay, thank you both very much and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you very much.
Okay.